Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I am just flipping through that recent release that you got a chance to look at. And I am going to plan with you a week in October. Actually, truth be told, it's the week of Halloween. But I was so excited to use these stamps that I just knew that I wanted to do something entirely spooky, and I thought, why not go ahead and just flip forward? Now, I am going to be filling out some plans that are obviously not for that week because some of these things, how could you know them this far in advance? But I just wanted to share with you how awesome this brand new release is for decorating your planner for the month of October and beyond, to be perfectly honest. Some of these spooky images are perfect for different wizard themes or different princess themes, and I am sure you will see these again and again and again. Now, I have already written down one of the plans and then used the little bracket stamps to make it stand out. And I knew that I wanted to do this because I didn't want to have just yet another box. It's so easy to just continuously stamp boxes over and over again. But what about thinking about different ways to take it, yep, you guessed it, outside of the box? So I did use a box underneath it, and that's okay because obviously we'll always use some boxes for planning. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to challenge myself to think of a new way to add some routine plans. Now I'm stamping that little to-do box. It's just so cute. Look at the detail on it. It's really fun, and sometimes I like to color it in as well. Now my stamp block was a little bit wet, so I dried it off with the back of my hand. And now I'm just inking up one of those super cute little pumpkins, and I'm going to use them as bullet points. How fun is that, right? What is more fun for getting mundane tasks finished than a super cute little jack-o'-lantern? It's really simple to do. All you need to do is just make sure that you get ink only on one of the little jack-o'-lanterns. You don't want to add it to more than that, or you're going to stamp more than just one jack-o'-lantern. Am I right? Now I'm going to get a lot of ink on this awesome little castle with the moon background that I'm super excited about. It's a little bit taller, so I had to switch out my stamp block. And so that's fine. It's no problem there. And I'm going to make sure to apply firm, even pressure throughout the entire stamp. And voila, look at that. It's absolutely wonderful. And again, like I said already, this is a really super versatile stamp. You can use it for Halloween, obviously, like I am here, or you can use it for different princesses or wizards or bad guys or anything. There's just so many options. Now, I love this large phone. What it allows me to do is it allows me to write about dedicated meetings and stuff like that inside the box, and I find that it's just really the perfect size for that, or for phone calls that need to be made, those types of things. Now I'm moving on. I'm not used this one yet, but I used that starburst and I decided it was the perfect thing for my son's practice. I mean, stars, sports, they go perfectly together, right? I'll just write in the plans inside with my Papermate Flare pen. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of hard time talking today. And then I will go ahead and ink up the large box. The large box is really one of my favorites. It has so much room. So if you have a lot to write, maybe an address or something like that associated with an appointment or an event, or you can use little bullet points to break down the box into more manageable chunks, whatever. It's really just a fantastic stamp, and it absolutely stands out on the page as well. Now let's keep moving because so now, we're pretty much done with Monday and Tuesday in terms of the plans that I'm going to be adding. So why not add a little bit more decor and make the week a little bit more fun? So I am going to take this evil queen and stamp her up there in Tuesday morning. Now, if you're wondering, the impression doesn't look so great, let's be clear, it's the ink. VersaFine is wonderful and I love it, but it is formulated to be quick drying. So if you hesitate a minute, you sit there, maybe you're watching something on TV, maybe you're picking out a marker, don't do it. But truth be told, it'll all work out fine once I add some color to the stamped image. So that's why I'm not really worried about it at all. And I wanted to share that little bit with you so that you were aware that when VersaFine means fast drying, it really does mean fast drying. So now I've stamped another box in the Wednesday middle section, and I'm going to go ahead and just write in the things right there. And I'm really excited about that. I think it's really fun. I love this box because it's fun to color in that little outside edge. You can obviously leave it plain, there's no problem there. But if you want to add just a little bit of fun or extra bits and pieces to your layout without actually adding decor, this is one way that you can do that. Now I've stamped that goal stamp down there in the bottom, and it's a great way to go ahead and highlight some things that maybe you need to get done or things that you want to obviously make as a goal. I'm going to do the same thing with the little pumpkins. I'm going to stop the overall Halloween theme on the right hand side of the page, but I figured since we were still on the left hand side and we were just one day past Halloween, it certainly could not hurt to add a couple more jack-o'-lanterns. Am I right? So now we're moving on to the right hand side of the page, and I'm going to take this mirror, and it's an evil mirror with the skulls and the crossbones and all of those things, but I decided to put it in the Sunday afternoon spot because I knew that there weren't any plans that I was going to add right there. And so I figured I could use this evil mirror for some positive affirmations. Now, isn't that hilarious, thinking about positive affirmations in this creepy skull-ridden mirror? Well, anyway, doesn't matter, but I thought it was really funny. Now I'm using that block on its side, which you don't see me do very often, and then I'm going to take the stamp and clean it off really quick just to make sure that I don't smear any ink all over the place, because I already have a ton of ink all over my fingers and I know it's only a matter of time before I get it all over something. Now I stamped that Celebrate, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to make it kind of a bigger than life sort of thing. So I stamped it lightly, and then I stamped lightly over top of it, just ever so slightly offset. So it would give it kind of a fun little effect right there. It's on purpose. I wanted to just make sure that it really stood out and looked different, and attention was really called to this really fun event, which is of course a birthday party. Now it's about time for me to move on to the rest of the week. For some reason I'm working backwards. I'm working from Sunday to Thursday, but no matter, I'm getting all of the things down, and I will hopefully get all of them accomplished and make it to all of my places on time. Now again, I used that box that I talked about on Wednesday, which was that I love being able to color the outside and really make it stand out in that way by choosing different colors that not only coordinate with the week but need to get done. And I'm highlighting it yet again. But as you can see, I did not get all of the ink on all of the places. Now I've left this here as opposed to editing it out to share with you how you need to apply firm, direct pressure over the entire stamp in order to get the best result possible. So even if you're in a hurry, or even if you're trying to move quickly, make sure that you apply that firm pressure. Now, as you can see, I have filled out a large portion of the planner already, and now I'm going to write in some more little activities and events, and this time I'm also going to do a little bit more brush lettering like you saw me do. So I used regular text with my Paper Mate Flare pen, but then I also brought in the Tombow brush pen to put in the highlight, which was the football. So I felt like that was really a lot of fun and a good way to make sort of an ordinary activity a little bit more extraordinary. Now I stamped goals over both Saturday and Sunday, the top box, because I wanted to use both of those boxes to list out different goals that I had for getting finished during the weekend. So now I'm just using this teeny tiny little star stamp as the bullet point for listing out all of those activities. So it's a good way to write down some weekend goals for both days that maybe don't necessarily, it doesn't really necessarily matter which day or whatever like that. Now I'm using that starburst or that shooting star little box yet again to notate what else, baseball, and it really just turned out great. It's such a cute one, and I'll have to use it again. Now, have you seen this Sweet Stamp Shop Wizards washi? I pulled that out, and I'm going to use the gray and yellow and sort of a maroon colored, and there's all these really cute little lightning bolts, and I figured it would look really fierce with the rest of this Halloween inspired layout. So I'm going ahead and using that. I'm just using my X-Acto knife to trim it off exactly where I want it. Now I'm going to put a little bit more on the right hand side, and really just to tie both pages together. I don't absolutely have to have it. One strip would have definitely done the job, but I felt like this makes the pages feel a little bit more cohesive. Now I'm going to color in the different elements using my Tombow brush pens, and I figured that this was a good way to bring a little bit of color to the pages, and that I could do a little bit of layering and blending as well. These Tombows are really, really great for that. You can definitely build and blend and without having them be alcohol markers, and there's no bleed through on the back. Now, let's be clear, if you do a lot of layering and a lot of ink, then you'll absolutely have bleed through or a little bit of shadowing. But as long as you're cautious, you can go ahead and layer and blend to your heart's content. Now I'm adding little different details, like on that frame I added just the very lightest of gray to the skulls, and then now I'm doing a little bit of blending throughout the moon, just having it look a little bit darker down at the bottom than it does at the top, just like I did kind of with the evil queen over there on the top part of Tuesday and Wednesday. Now I'm coloring in her hair and adding a little teeny tiny bit of white as well, just for some shine and shimmer. Now look, remember how I talked about coloring in those boxes? See, it's so easy to do with the finer tip of the dual brush markers. Now I love coloring in all the different accents, like in the to-do or the exclamation point in that box on Monday, just making all of these things just feel a little bit more fun and playful, when really adding color is nothing at all. I mean, it doesn't detract from anything that you already have or anything like that, so it's really a good time. So thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please make sure that you leave a comment below, and I will do my very best to get back to you. Thank you so much, and make it a great day.